aside from little shitty shorts that I made. And today I wanted to show you something. As finals were coming in, I wanted to kind of reward myself for working extremely hard. It was an extremely difficult semester that I got through, but I did it and I got good grades at the end. I wanted to reward myself, so I got myself a Switch 2. And some people might ask, well, why did you get a Switch 2? Why not a handheld Steam Deck? Why not a PS5? Why not an Xbox Series S or Series X? I can't remember what it's called. I'm getting old. I decided on the Switch ultimately for this reason. And you're gonna see the reason. Originally, I only got the Switch for one reason: to play some of my childhood games. And two of my very important childhood games were on the Nintendo Switch through the GameCube extension thingamajiggy. And the first game that was a significant part of my childhood was Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. This game, to say that it was a huge part of my childhood is an understatement. Both Pokemon Colosseum and Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. It's just, in my opinion, it's an essential Pokemon game. I think the term quintessential, I think that's a term. It's a classic. And I absolutely adored this game as a kid. And another reason why I got it was basically I wanted something convenient, right? So you have the fact that I was playing Nintendo games on the one hand, and on the other hand, I wanted something convenient. So for those that don't know, with the Switch, what makes it unique from other consoles is that you can actually, so there's a docked mode and there's a handheld mode. So here, I'll show you. So there's obviously, playing it docked with the TV in place and everything. There's that mode. And then, I'll show you. And this is only for those that don't really know anything about the Switch. If you already know, you know, but I just thought I'd show you. There is actually, I don't know how well you can see it, a handheld mode. You can play. Do you see it? And that is extremely convenient because, here, I'll set this back up and then I'll explain in one moment. I wanted something that, so I basically work security work, right? So I wanted something I could bring with me and play, right? The idea of being able to play Skyrim while I do my security gig, well, of course, keeping my head in the swivel, was just something that generally really appealed to me. It's something that I just thought was really cool. So yeah, that's the second reason I wanted to get a Switch 2. So what I'm going to be doing, I think I'm going to play Star Wars Battlefront 2. And this, oh, I forgot to mention the other game that was a huge part of my childhood. So I'll close this up. Not this one. Another game that was a huge part of my childhood that's down here is called The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Um, I've never actually played the other Zeldas. I've never played Ocarina of Time. I've never played Majora's Mask. I've never played those classics. Not that I have anything against them, I've just never gotten around to playing it. This was the Zelda game that I grew up with, and I never actually ended up beating it, if I'm being honest. But with the help of my stepbrother, I was able to get somewhat further. I found myself, as a child, I was stuck on Forsaken Fortress until my stepbrother helped me out with it and got past it. When Link loses his sword and only has his shield, and you have to sneak through Forsaken Fortress. That level was a pain in the ass for little old me. Because keep in mind, when I first got this game, I must have been like 7. So I didn't have nearly as much skill as a gamer that I do now. I don't like the inversion of the controls. But say the way. Crap. I'm a little bit rusty with the controls here, so you'll have to forgive me while I boom my way out of this. There we go. I love this game very much. It's very, like I said, it was an extremely important part of my childhood. And I really enjoyed playing it as a kid. And in my opinion, the graphics, because the graphical style, the graphics still hold up to this day. That's really important. Whereas games like, say, The Elder Scrolls Morrowind, the graphics of the game has not aged quite. That one didn't age quite so well. Although I still love Morrowind. Morrowind is goated. So yeah, it's really, you can see the visuals have really held up. Although this is a remaster, keep that in mind. And I'm just gonna go sailing for a bit. I don't have the volume on because if Link yells, because Link is very emotive and expressive in this game. If Link yells, that's not going to be very conducive to ASMR. So, another game I wanted to discuss, and this one was a huge part of my childhood. Star Wars Battlefront 2 from 2005. Not the shitty remake from 2015. Right? No. The classic one from 2005. This game, in my opinion, is the GOAT. That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's MVP. Because this one is the GOAT. The GOAT. This game, I don't know what to say. I don't know where to start, because there's just so much awesome content in this game. The campaign is absolutely phenomenal. The voice acting done in the cutscenes by Temuera Morrison, who played Jango Fett in the prequels, in Attack of the Clones, and the voiceover he does during the cutscenes. The campaign is just absolutely astonishing. Especially his narration surrounding Order 66 and the 501st when they go into the Jedi Temple and basically commit genocide. His narration there gives me chills every time I hear it, and I always play that cutscene all the way through. And I can't say enough good things about Galactic Conquest. It is awesome. Basically, you can either play as the Separatists with the droid army. You can play as the Republic. You can play as the Rebels, or you can play as the Empire. And you basically have to move your fleet around the galaxy, conquering territories from your enemy. And the goal is to basically, yeah, conquer the territory and take over the galaxy. So, I think I've made up my mind what I'm going to do for this video. We're going to play some instant action. Let's play. What are we going to play on? Let's play on Mustafar, Galactic Civil War. And I'll play as the Empire. Oh man, this game. So many good memories. So I have the elite rifle because I've gotten the medal. I think you have to get it like 67 times to get the elite rifle the moment you spawn. And you die. Get out of my way so I can kill this little shit. Come on, get out of my way. Ah, shit, I killed him. My bad. Anakin Skywalker absolutely slays. It's been a minute since I played Battlefront 2, but by a minute I mean a week. I'm just obsessed with playing the campaign over and over and over again. And I like to hop onto instant action once in a while. So the shotgunners, with the heroes, they can really screw you over, so you have to take them out very quickly. I'm gonna die soon, I think. Yeah, definitely. There's too many of them. Shit. I accidentally killed my own guy. Ah, I killed my own guy again. They have to stay out of my way. It's interesting. In the movies, because I don't subscribe to the Disney canon bullshit. In the movies, you see Darth Vader executing officers that fail him and shit, but you don't see him go after the Imperial stormtroopers. And the interesting thing about this is the 501st that was placed under Lord Vader in the campaign, they actually considered it a reward and an honor, right? They weren't at all afraid, like, of being placed under his rule, which I found really interesting. The vibe I get from the Legends continuity, which is part of my headcanon, is that, well, Vader absolutely hated the fucking officers. Hated them. He thought they were incompetent. He thought they were cowards. Right? He seemed to at least respect, like, the boots on the ground stormtroopers. Shit. I think I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm recalling this from memory, so I could be wrong, in a Legends comic, he actually helps defend his men from grenades. He's like, get down, and then he defends them. I think the comic was on Hoth, but I can't remember the name of that comic. Whereas, in the new canon, he doesn't give a flying fuck about his men. He'll, like, use them as human shields. I prefer the Legends depiction of Vader, where he had more seemingly redeemable qualities. So, for example, in Legends continuity, Vader actually had a friend, arguably. So basically, it was an Imperial officer. I can't remember the guy's name, but Vader, as I've said before, hated the Imperial officers. Fucking hated them, and he would execute them if he failed them. Shit, he killed me. But there was one officer, because he wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty and actually go into the fight. Vader actually liked him, and they became friends. And when that officer got burned up really badly during a fight shielding Vader from the blows, the officer actually jumped in the way and shielded Vader from the attack, and it resulted in the officer being severely burned, right? And Vader did something very interesting in the comic. He actually used the Force to ease the officer's pain. First he slaughtered the people that burned him, then he used the Force to ease the officer's pain. That, to me, I understand that Darth Vader is not known for his redeeming qualities, but that to me is just so much more interesting than the much more cartoonishly evil version of Vader that's presented to us in the Disney canon. Now I understand that Darth Vader is cartoonishly evil, like that's part of the point of his character. But I like that the Legends continuity, at least with the comics, there was more nuance. Vader respecting rank and file stormtroopers, specifically in the 501st. Vader actually having a friend and using the Force to comfort him with his injuries. That to me is just so much more